Commander Olivia Martinez smoothed down her dark blue uniform one last time. Her hands were steady, but her heart raced. Today, she represented all of humanity before the Galactic Council. The waiting room had tall ceilings that seemed to stretch forever. The walls glowed with a soft blue light. Olivia stood alone, breathing slowly to stay calm. "The Council will see you now," said a tall, thin alien with purple skin. Its voice came from somewhere in the middle of its body, not from anything like a mouth. Olivia nodded and followed the alien through massive doors that opened without a sound. She walked into a huge round room. Curved walls rose up to form a dome above. In the center was a round platform where she was to stand. Around her sat 57 different alien species. Some looked almost human. Others were so strange she could barely understand what she was seeing. Clouds of gas with eyes, moving crystals, things that seemed to shift between solid and liquid. "Representative of Earth, you may address the Council," boomed a voice from everywhere at once. Olivia stepped forward. "Honorable members of the Galactic Council, I bring greetings from Earth and all human colonies. We are honored to be invited to join this gathering of peaceful civilizations." The lead council member, a tall being named Zexterian, with 6 limbs and skin that shifted colors like oil on water, leaned forward. "We have observed your kind for many cycles," Zexterian said. "Your development has been unusual. You advanced very quickly without outside help. This is rare." Olivia nodded. "Humans are curious by nature. We solve problems by trying new approaches." A smaller alien that looked like a cross between a fish and a spider clicked its front legs together. "Yet you fought among yourselves for most of your history. Our records show constant warfare." The room grew quiet. Olivia felt all eyes on her. "Yes," she said simply. "Our history has much violence and war. We do not hide this truth." Whispers filled the room. "Yet now you seek peaceful relations," said Zexterian. "Our observers report your weapons are limited. Your ships carry minimal defenses. You seem to have grown beyond warfare." Olivia chose her words carefully. "We have learned hard lessons from our past. Humans now understand the true cost of war." This seemed to please the Council. Several members nodded or made gestures that seemed approving. "This is why we have granted you observer status," said Zexterian. "Many species join us still loving battle and conquest. They must be taught restraint. But your kind seems to have already learned this lesson." A red blob-shaped alien near the front spoke up. "Tell us, human, does your species fear war?" The question hung in the air. Olivia thought of Earth's history, the wars that killed millions, the weapons they built that could destroy planets, the nightmares that still haunted humanity's sleep. "Yes," she said honestly, "humans fear war deeply." The council members seemed to relax. Some made sounds that might have been laughter. "Fear is wise in this case," said Zexterian. "We welcome species who have moved beyond primitive urges for violence." Olivia bowed slightly. "Thank you for your welcome. Earth looks forward to peaceful exchange of knowledge and culture." As the meeting ended, Olivia was led from the chamber. Another human was waiting outside. Jack Wilson, Earth's new ambassador to the Council. "How did it go?" he asked quietly. "They think we're peaceful," she whispered. "They've completely misunderstood us." Jack frowned. "What do you mean?" "They think we're scared of war because we're weak or gentle," she said. "They don't understand that we fear war because we're too good at it." Jack's eyes widened slightly. "Should we correct them?" Olivia looked back at the chamber doors. "Not yet. Let's hope they never need to find out the truth." As they walked away, neither human noticed the small drone following them, recording every word for the Council's Secret Security Division. 3 months passed since humanity's first meeting with the Galactic Council. Ambassador Jack Wilson now represented Earth at the Grand Galactic Summit. Thousands of aliens from hundreds of worlds filled the massive space station that served as neutral ground for all species. Jack adjusted his tie as he entered the main reception hall. The room buzzed with strange languages and stranger beings. Some floated in bubbles of special gas. Others wore mechanical suits to survive in the shared atmosphere. "Ambassador Wilson, a pleasure to see you again," said a voice beside him. Jack turned to see Grelvac, a four-armed alien with gray-blue skin and eyes that blinked sideways. Grelvac represented the Novan Confederacy, one of the oldest members of the Council. "The pleasure is mine," Jack replied with a smile. "How are things in Novan space?" "Peaceful, as always," Grelvac said. "Your people have caused quite a stir, you know." Jack raised an eyebrow. "Have we? I hope in a good way." Grelvac made a sound like gentle bells, which Jack had learned was laughter. "Very good. Many species join the Council still carrying their warlike ways. It takes decades to teach them restraint. But humans, you arrived already peaceful." Jack nearly choked on his drink. "Peaceful? Us?" "Of course," said Grelvac. "Your ships have minimal weapons. Your colonies have few defenses. Even your ambassador, you, carries no personal protection. Not even a ceremonial blade like the Dravani." Jack's mind raced. Earth ships actually carried hidden weapon systems. They just weren't visible to standard scans. Colony defenses were built into natural features for stealth. And as for personal weapons, Jack had a stunner hidden in his belt buckle and a knife in his boot. "We prefer to show trust," Jack said carefully. "Refreshing." Grelvac patted Jack's shoulder with two of his four hands. "And your honesty about fearing war. Most species try to appear brave and warlike when they first join us." Now Jack understood the mistake. When Commander Martinez admitted humans feared war, the Council thought it meant humans were afraid to fight. "I think there's been a misunderstanding," Jack began, but was interrupted by the summit's opening ceremony. Later that day, in a private council chamber, a secret meeting took place. Jack wasn't invited, but a human would have recognized the gathering for what it was. An intelligence briefing. "Our deep scans of Earth space show something concerning," said Tixnera, the Council's chief of security. The slender, insect-like alien projected images of Earth's solar system. "These energy readings suggest military capabilities far beyond what humans have shown us." Zextarian, who had led humanity's welcome ceremony, waved 3 of his 6 limbs dismissively. "Many new species hide their true strength at first. It is natural caution." "But look at their historical records," Tixnera insisted. "In merely 300 years, they went from primitive flight to interstellar travel. Their wars grew increasingly sophisticated." An elder council member named Dravmore spoke next. His species resembled stone sculptures that moved with surprising grace. "I have studied human history," Dravmore said. "They fought more wars among themselves than any species we've encountered. Their weapons advanced specifically to kill each other more efficiently. Yet now they have peace," said Zextarian. "They admitted their fear of war. Their ships show minimal armaments." Tixnera clicked her mandibles together anxiously. "What if we misunderstood? What if humans don't fear starting wars? They fear losing them." The room fell silent as this new possibility settled in. "Observe them more closely," Zextarian finally ordered. "But do not alarm them with obvious surveillance. If they truly are peaceful, we must welcome them. If not—" His skin changed to a dark purple color. "We must be prepared." Back at the reception, Jack found a quiet moment to contact Earth. "We have a situation," he told Admiral Pennybaker over a secure line. "The Council thinks we're harmless." Admiral Baker's laugh was short and sharp. "Well, let's hope they never need to learn differently." Neither human knew they were already being watched more closely than ever before. Lieutenant Kate Reynolds stared at the warning lights flashing across her control panel. Outpost Horizon, the farthest human colony from Earth, was under attack. No warning, no demands, just sudden violence from ships they had never seen before. "Status report," she called out, her voice steady despite the chaos. 6 unknown vessels approaching from the outer system, Reply Officer Greg Harris. His fingers flew across the screens. They've already destroyed our 2 outer sensor posts. 3 cargo ships are down. Kate's mind raced. Horizon was a research outpost with minimal defenses. They had 1 small patrol ship and some ground-based weapons. That was all. Get everyone to the shelters, she ordered, and activate the emergency beacon. The beacon would take hours to reach Earth. Help would take days to arrive. They were on their own. Lieutenant, they're broadcasting something, said Communications Officer Diane Foster. It's not in any language we know, but the computer is trying to translate. Rough words appeared on the main screen. Leave or die. This space belongs to the Drexar Empire now. Kate had never heard of the Drexar. They weren't part of the Galactic Council. They were something new, something dangerous. Broadcast on all channels, Kate said. Tell them this is a peaceful human outpost under Galactic Council protection. We mean no harm. The response came in the form of weapons fire. The outpost shook as energy blasts hit the outer shields. Shields at 80%, Greg reported. They won't last long under this kind of fire. Kate made her decision. Launch our patrol ship. Have it target their weapons systems only. And get me a direct line to Earth Command. As the small human patrol ship rose from its dock, the attacking fleet seemed surprised. They had expected no resistance. Meanwhile, in a distant part of the galaxy, a Council observation ship watched the attack through long-range sensors. The humans are under attack by the Drexar, reported a junior officer to Captain Vex Null. Should we intervene? Captain Vex Null considered. The Drexar were new aggressors in this sector. They weren't Council members, but they were powerful. And humans were only observers in the Council, not full members entitled to military protection. We will offer diplomatic assistance, Vex Null decided. Contact the Council immediately. Back at Horizon, Kate's patrol ship managed to disable 1 enemy vessel before taking heavy damage. The outpost's ground weapons had knocked out a second ship's engines. But 4 Drexar ships remained, and the outpost shields were failing. Earth Command is responding, Diane called out. Admiral Steve Daniels is online. The stern face of Admiral Daniels appeared on screen. Lieutenant Reynolds, we've received your distress call. What's your situation? Kate reported quickly and clearly. Unknown hostiles identifying as Drexar. 6 ships. We've disabled 2 but can't hold much longer. Civilian casualties already. No Council help in sight. The Admiral's expression darkened. Hold as best you can, Lieutenant. We're sending everything we have your way. The nearest battle group can reach you in 48 hours. Sir, we might not have 48 minutes, Kate said honestly. Then make them pay for every inch, Admiral Daniels replied. And no, this isn't over. If Horizon falls, Earth will respond. The transmission ended as another blast rocked the outpost. In his command center on Earth, Admiral Daniels turned to his staff. Get me the President. And contact our ambassador to the Council. I want to know why our allies are watching one of our outposts burn. His aide looked nervous. Sir, the Council may not realize our true military capabilities. They think we're peaceful. The Admiral's laugh was cold. Then it's time they learned what happens when peaceful humans are pushed too far. Begin mobilization of the 2nd and 3rd fleets. As orders flew across Earth space, the Council ship finally arrived at Horizon, just in time to see the outpost's main dome collapse under Drexar fire. The Council observers were shocked by the ferocity of the attack and by the surprising resistance the small human force had mounted. No one realized this was just the beginning. As news of the Horizon attack spread, Earth quietly prepared for war. Colonel Alan Hayes stood in a massive underground facility that few people knew existed. For 30 years, this place had been silent. Now it hummed with activity. Power up the manufacturing lines, Alan ordered. His voice echoed in the cavernous space. All of them. Workers rushed to obey. Huge machines that had been covered in dust sheets were now exposed. Lights flickered on across the facility, revealing row after row of dormant production equipment. "Sir, at full capacity, how long until we're operational?" asked Major Samantha Wright. 24 hours for basic weapons production. 72 for advanced systems," Allen replied. "The President has authorized full military readiness. Everything we mothballed after the last war is coming back online." Similar scenes played out across Earth and its inner colonies. Ships that appeared civilian on outside scans began revealing hidden weapon ports. Colonial defense systems, disguised as mining equipment or research stations, powered up their true capabilities. At Earth's main shipyard, Admiral Steve Daniels watched as the massive ships of the Second Fleet prepared for departure. These weren't the simple patrol vessels the Council had seen. These were true warships, hidden in plain sight. "Any word from the Council?" he asked his aide. "Yes, sir. They've offered to mediate the dispute with the Drexar. They've sent observers to assess the situation." Steve's face hardened. "Too little, too late. Horizon is gone. Over 2,000 civilians dead." The aide hesitated. "Sir, the Council representative, Turkilian, has requested a tour of our relief preparations. Should I arrange it?" Steve nodded slowly. "Show him exactly what we want him to see. Nothing more." Later that day, Dr. Lisa Chen entered a secure facility buried deep beneath the Rocky Mountains. She placed her hand on a scanner, then looked into an eye reader. Heavy doors slid open. "Authorization confirmed." "Welcome back, Dr. Chen," said the computer voice. Lisa hadn't been here in 15 years, not since they decided to lock it all away. She walked through sterile white corridors until she reached a round chamber with a single pedestal in the center. "Activate Project Thunderstrike," she said clearly. The pedestal glowed blue. A holographic display appeared, showing weapon schematics that made Lisa's heart beat faster just looking at them. "Are you sure this is necessary?" asked Dr. Ben Roberts, her assistant. Thunderstrike was decommissioned for good reasons. Lisa turned to him. "The Drexar killed everyone at Horizon, even the children." "I know," Ben said softly. "But Thunderstrike isn't just a weapon. It's the most powerful non-nuclear weapon system ever created," Lisa finished for him. "And it works by manipulating the laws of physics in ways we barely understand. I helped build it. I know what it can do." "Then you know why we shut it down," Ben insisted. Lisa's eyes were sad but determined. "We shut it down because we were at peace. We didn't need it. Now we do." On the other side of the planet, Turkilian, the Council observer, was led through what humans told him were relief preparation centers. He saw people packing medical supplies and food. He saw ships being loaded with what humans said were shelters and emergency equipment. "Your response is most humanitarian," Turkilian said to his guide, a human named Frank Ellis. "We take care of our own," Frank replied simply. What Turkilian didn't see was that the medical ships had hidden weapon systems. The relief workers were actually soldiers in civilian clothes. The emergency shelters contained portable defense systems. Turkilian sent his report to the Council. Humans are organizing relief efforts for survivors. Their reaction is compassionate rather than aggressive. They continue to seek peaceful resolution through diplomatic channels. That night, in the White House, President Olivia Richards met with her war cabinet. "The Council still doesn't understand what's coming," said Ambassador Jack Wilson over a secure video link from the Council homeworld. "They think we're preparing aid missions." The President's face was grim. "And the Drexar. They've attacked 3 more outposts since Horizon," reported Admiral Daniels. "They think we're easy targets." "Then it's time they learned otherwise," said the President. "Admiral, you have authorization to deploy the fleet. Colonel Hayes, bring all defense production to full capacity. Dr. Chen, is Thunderstrike operational?" Lisa nodded from her screen. "It will be ready when needed, Madam President." "We didn't want this war," President Richards said quietly. "But if it's war they want, It's war they'll get. The Drexar attack on New Terra began at dawn. 3 massive warships appeared over the largest human colony outside the solar system. Home to 50,000 people, New Terra was a jewel of human expansion. The Drexar planned to claim it as their own. Captain Ryan Bennett watched from the bridge of his ship, the Defender, as the enemy vessels moved into position. Unlike at Horizon, this time Earth was ready. All civilians have reached the underground shelters, reported his second-in-command, Linda Morris. Defense grid is active but hidden. Ryan nodded. Keep our weapon systems masked. Let them think we're as helpless as Horizon was. The Drexar ships broadcast their message. Surrender this world or be destroyed. You have 1 hour to evacuate your leaders. Ryan opened a channel. This is Captain Bennett of Earth Defense Force. We are a peaceful colony under Galactic Council protection. Please withdraw. The only response was the charging of the Drexar weapons. They didn't believe humans could fight back. They were wrong. Council observation vessel approaching. Linda said suddenly. They're here to monitor the situation. Ryan allowed himself a small smile. Perfect timing. Let them see what happens when you push humans too far. The Drexar fired their first shots at the colony's main city, but instead of finding easy targets, their weapons hit shields far stronger than any they had encountered before. Shields holding at 95%, Linda reported. Enemy shows confusion. Now, Ryan ordered. Show them who they're really dealing with. Across New Terra's surface, hidden defense installations rose from underground bunkers. The Defender's hull shifted as panels moved aside to reveal weapon ports. 2 more human ships dropped their camouflage fields and appeared in orbit. From the Council observation vessel, Ambassador Nix Valen watched in shock. The humans had hidden military capabilities far beyond what the Council knew about. Their ships were suddenly bristling with weapons that no scans had detected before. Record everything, he ordered his crew. The Council must see this. The battle was short but intense. Human ships moved in patterns the Drexar couldn't predict. Their weapons targeted enemy engines and weapons with surgical precision. They're trying to disable rather than destroy, Nix Valen noted with surprise. Even now, they show restraint. When it was over, all 3 Drexar ships floated powerless in space, not destroyed, but completely disabled. On the Defender's bridge, Ryan opened a channel to the lead Drexar vessel. Your ships are disabled. Your weapons are offline. We could destroy you, but we won't. Return to your space and tell your leaders that human worlds are not easy targets. The Drexar commander's face appeared on screen. The alien had gray skin and 4 eyes that blinked independently of each other. How? You are supposed to be weak. Peaceful. We are peaceful, Ryan replied. But peace is not the same as weakness. We fight only when forced to, but when we fight, we win. After the Drexar limped away, the Council observation vessel approached the Defender. Captain Bennett, this is Ambassador Nix Valen of the Galactic Council. May I come aboard? Ryan agreed. Minutes later, the tall, blue-skinned alien stood on the Defender's bridge, looking around with 6 eyes that missed nothing. You concealed your true capabilities from the Council, Nix Valen said. It wasn't a question. We showed you what we chose to show, Ryan answered, just as you only showed us what you wanted us to see. The Council believed humans were afraid of war, Nix Valen said. We are, Ryan confirmed. We fear it because we understand its cost better than most. We've spent centuries perfecting the art of warfare while hoping never to use it again. Nix Valen's expression was unreadable. The Council is meeting in emergency session. They have seen recordings of this battle. Many are concerned about what humans might do next. Ryan looked the alien directly in its main eyes. Tell them we will do exactly what we've always said. We want peace. We seek friendship and knowledge. But if attacked, we will defend ourselves. And if the Drexar strike another human world, they won't find us so merciful next time. As Nix Valen left the ship, he sent an urgent message to the Council. The humans do fear war, but not for the reasons we thought. They fear it because they excel at it, and that makes them more dangerous than we ever imagined. The Galactic Council chamber had never been so loud. Representatives from 57 species shouted over each other as recordings of the battle at New Terra played on giant screens. The images showed human ships appearing out of nowhere, weapons firing with deadly accuracy, and Drexar vessels disabled with surgical precision. "They deceived us," shouted the representative from Thorax Prime, a beetle-like being whose shell rattled with anger. "Humans have hidden their true military strength. We must act before they become a greater threat," agreed the delegate from the Gas Giants Collective, a swirling cloud of purple vapor. High Counselor Zextarian raised all 6 of his limbs, calling for silence. When the chamber quieted, he spoke. "The humans defended their colony against unprovoked attack. They disabled rather than destroyed their enemies. These are not the actions of conquerors." "But they lied about their capabilities," insisted another representative. "Did they?" asked Zextarian. "Or did we simply see what we wanted to see?" The debate continued while, like years away, General Michelle Rodriguez led Earth's counter-offensive. Her fleet of 30 warships moved through Drexar space, reclaiming the ruins of Horizon and pushing toward the enemy's main bases. "Another Drexar outpost ahead," reported her tactical officer, "heavily armed. They're preparing to engage." Michelle studied the display. "Standard approach. Disable their weapons and communications. No unnecessary destruction." Her ships moved with perfect coordination. Each captain knew exactly what to do. Years of training. Training the Council never knew about, were now paying off. In the Council chamber, Ambassador Jack Wilson was finally allowed to speak. "Honorable representatives," he began, "humans did not lie to you. We said we fear war. This is true. We fear it because we know its cost too well. Our history is full of battles where millions died. We built weapons that could destroy our own world. We came close to wiping ourselves out more than once." The chamber was silent now, all eyes on the human. "But fearing war doesn't mean we can't fight when needed. It means we fight to end fighting. We fight precisely and efficiently to minimize suffering on both sides." The representatives muttered among themselves. A recording from General Rodriguez's fleet appeared on the screens, showing human forces disabling rather than destroying Drexar ships. "Look at how they fight," Zextarian pointed out. "They target weapon systems and engines. They avoid population centers. Even in war, they show restraint." "They are still dangerous," insisted the Thorax representative. "Yes," agreed Jack. "We are. Dangerous to those who attack us. Dangerous to those who threaten peace, but not dangerous to those who seek friendship." As the Council debated, Admiral Steve Daniels received a message from Dr. Lisa Chen. "Thunderstrike is ready," she reported. "All systems functional." Steve nodded. "Deploy it to General Rodriguez's command ship. Authorization code: Echo Tango 79. "Sir," Lisa hesitated. "Once deployed, we can't take it back. The Council might see this as escalation." "They need to understand what they're dealing with," Steve replied. "The Drexar have gathered their main fleet to stop our advance. If we don't end this now, it becomes a long, bloody war." In deep space, General Rodriguez received the special weapon. When her fleet approached the Drexar homeworld defense fleet, over 100 warships waiting in formation, she gave the order: "Deploy Thunderstrike. Target their fleet only. Minimal spread." A single missile launched from her command ship. The Drexar ignored it, focusing on the human fleet. Their sensors showed it carried no explosive. It seemed harmless. They were wrong. When Thunderstrike detonated, it released no fire or radiation. Instead, it created a wave of energy that rippled through space like water. Every Drexar ship it touched simply shut down. Engines, weapons, life support all went dark. In seconds, the entire enemy fleet floated helpless in space. Not destroyed, not damaged, just completely powerless. From the Council observation vessel watching nearby, Ambassador Nix Valen sent an urgent message. The humans have weapons beyond our understanding. They could have destroyed the entire Drexar fleet. Instead, they merely disabled it. I believe their claims of desiring peace are genuine, but their capacity for war is far greater than we imagined. In the council chamber, the debate about humanity suddenly stopped as this new recording played. No one knew what to say. Finally, Zexterian spoke. I believe we have severely misunderstood our new friends. They do not fear war because they are weak. They fear it because they are too good at it. 3 days after the Thunderstrike demonstration, the Drexar called for peace. Their entire battle fleet still drifted powerless in space. Their homeworld defense systems remained offline. They had no choice. Earth sent diplomat Samantha Garcia to the peace talks. The Galactic Council insisted on sending mediators, hoping to prevent further demonstrations of human military power. The meeting took place on a neutral space station at the edge of Drexar territory. Samantha entered the conference room alone. She wore a simple blue suit with Earth's flag on one shoulder. She carried no visible weapons. She looked completely harmless. The Drexar delegation consisted of 5 senior military leaders. Their gray skin was marked with colorful symbols of rank. Each carried ceremonial weapons that they reluctantly left at the door. "We are ready to discuss terms," said the lead Drexar, Supreme Commander Krasnar. His 4 eyes blinked in different patterns, showing his distress. Samantha nodded. "Earth wants peace. We always did. Tell me what happened at Horizon. Why did you attack without warning?" Krasnar shifted uncomfortably. "Your species appeared weak. You showed minimal defenses. The Council treated you as helpless observers. You thought we would be easy to conquer," Samantha finished for him. "Yes," admitted Krasnar. "We were wrong." The Council mediators, led by Zexterian himself, watched silently. The lead mediator, Tolvex, was especially interested in the human diplomat's calm demeanor. "Here are our terms," Samantha said. She touched a small tablet, and a display appeared in the center of the table. First, return of all human survivors from Horizon and other attacked outposts. Second, reparations to help rebuild. Third, a formal peace treaty between our peoples. The Drexar leaders looked at each other in confusion. That's all. No surrender. No territory demands. No disarmament. "We don't want your worlds," Samantha explained. "We don't need your resources. We just want to ensure this never happens again." After hours of negotiation, the peace treaty was drafted. The Drexar, expecting harsh punishment, were shocked by the reasonable terms. When the meeting ended, Tolvex approached Samantha in a private corridor. "I don't understand your species," the council mediator said. His skin shifted from blue to purple, showing his confusion. "You disabled the entire Drexar fleet. You could have demanded anything. Instead, you asked only for peace." Samantha smiled slightly. "Would taking their worlds bring back the people who died at Horizon?" "No," admitted Tolvex. "Would forcing them to disarm make the galaxy safer, or just fill it with resentment and plans for revenge?" Tolvex considered this. "The latter, I suppose." "Then why would we ask for those things?" Samantha asked simply. "Because you have the power to do so," Tolvex said. "Most species use power when they have it." Samantha leaned against the wall, suddenly looking tired. Throughout human history, those who loved war eventually met those who were better at it, but hated it more. We fight fiercely precisely because we understand war's true cost. "Your leaders must be very wise," said Tolvex. Samantha shook her head. "Not wise. Experienced. We nearly destroyed ourselves many times before we learned this lesson." Later, on the journey back to Earth, Samantha received a message from Ambassador Jack Wilson. "Peace treaty approved by both sides," she reported. "The Drexar will return our survivors and pay reparations. All hostilities have ceased. Well done, Jack replied. The council is in an uproar. Some members fear us now. Others want our military technology. All of them are reassessing who we are. And who are we? Samantha asked. Jack's image smiled on the screen. We're humans. We want peace. We prepare for war. And when forced to fight, we end it as quickly as possible. At Earth Command, Admiral Steve Daniels received the news of the peace treaty with satisfaction. He turned to Dr. Lisa Chen beside him. Thunderstrike worked perfectly, he said. Better than we hoped. Lisa nodded. And now, do we lock it away again? Steve looked out the window at the stars. For now. But we keep it ready. The galaxy now knows we're not helpless, but they don't yet know if we're truly peaceful or just waiting to strike. And which are we? Lisa asked quietly. Steve's face was solemn. We're human. We're both. 1 year after the Drexar conflict, Earth was formally admitted as a full member of the Galactic Council. The grand ceremony took place in the Great Hall, with representatives from all member species in attendance. The mood was different from when humans first appeared before the Council. There was respect now, perhaps even a touch of fear. President Olivia Richards stood tall as she signed the membership agreement. Behind her stood a small group of humans who had shaped this moment. Ambassador Jack Wilson, Admiral Steve Daniels, Dr. Lisa Chen, and the newly promoted Captain Kate Reynolds, one of the few survivors from Horizon. On behalf of Earth and all human colonies, we accept membership in the Galactic Council, President Richards said. We look forward to centuries of peaceful cooperation and shared knowledge. High Counselor Zexterian's skin rippled with colors of formal acceptance. The Council welcomes Earth as our newest full member. Your unique perspective will strengthen us all. What no one said openly was how much things had changed. After seeing human military capabilities, many Council species had sought defensive alliances with Earth. Others had requested military training or technology exchanges. Humanity had gone from being seen as amusingly peaceful to being recognized as a major power in a matter of months. After the ceremony, Zexterian approached Admiral Daniels privately. The Council has been discussing a joint defense initiative, the alien leader said. We face threats from beyond our borders. The Drexar were just one of many aggressive species in unexplored space. Steve nodded. I've heard the reports. What does the Council propose? A combined peacekeeping force, Zexterian replied, with human leadership. Steve raised an eyebrow. You want us to lead your military. We want you to teach us, Zexterian admitted. Few species understand warfare as humans do. Fewer still understand how to use that knowledge to maintain peace. 2 months later, Commander Jason Miller stood aboard the Peacekeeper, the first ship of the new Joint Defense Fleet. Crew members from 12 different species worked at stations around him. Jason had been chosen to lead this unprecedented force. All systems ready, Commander reported his second-in-command, a tall blue-skinned Novan named Krelvin. Take us out, Jason ordered. Standard patrol pattern along the outer territories. As the ship moved away from the station, Jason thought about the strange path that had led to this moment. Humans had joined the galactic community expecting to be students. Now they were teachers. In the Council's main chamber, a special ceremony marked the launch of the peacekeeping fleet. High Counselor Zexterian invited Jason to speak. The humans stood before representatives of 57 species, many of whom had initially misunderstood humanity completely. Some of you once thought humans were afraid to fight, Jason began. Others now think we are eager for battle. Both views missed the truth. We are not peaceful because we are weak or naive. We maintain peace because we know the alternative intimately. The chamber was silent, all eyes and other sensory organs fixed on the human. Humanity doesn't fear violence because we can't perform it. We fear it because we excel at it. Our history taught us that war should always be the last resort, but if forced upon us, it must be conducted with such decisive efficiency that it concludes quickly. Jason gestured to the image of the departing peacekeeper displayed above the chamber. This ship's name is no accident. We don't call it a warship because its purpose isn't war. Its purpose is to prevent war through strength and readiness. The best victory is the one where no shots are fired because potential enemies know they cannot win. After the ceremony, Zextarian added a new entry to the official council records. Let it be known across all worlds that humans are indeed terrified of war, not for themselves, but for anyone who provokes them into it. Back on the Peacekeeper, Jason stood on the observation deck, watching the stars. His communications officer approached. Message from Earth Command. Sir, Admiral Daniels sends his congratulations. Jason smiled. Tell him thank you, and tell him we're ready if needed, but let's hope we never are. As the Peacekeeper patrolled the border of known space, other species watched and learned. They observed how humans trained, how they prepared, how they maintained constant readiness while hoping never to use it. The galaxy was beginning to understand. Humans didn't reject war because they couldn't fight. They rejected it because they knew exactly how good at it they could be. And that knowledge made peace the only rational choice.